just a quick block of some nice comments here, because the rest of the comments are kind of just like ridiculous or funny, and so I wanted to respond to some ones that are really nice. So for starters, Parker said that Arca is definitely the Björk 2.0 of our time, referring to the Capri Songs review of FKA Twigs, and that was kind of really interesting of me. I titled that video Björk 2.0 because A, that's kind of was like my hot take from the thing. B, Inside Baseball, our Björk video did kind of well, and so I thought if I added that again, we would get some views for that. Mileage may vary because that's how YouTube works, but either way, like, if I wasn't fighting in this world of like, okay, what opinion gets people to click on the video, I'm not sure if I would have come up with like Björk 2.0 in my head, but I do think that, and I've come back to Capri Songs a little bit, not as much as I'd love to because I'm reviewing tons of music every single week,
too much.
But I've come back to it, and I love coming back to it because it's different every single time. I can be super busy with things. I'm constantly rediscovering new aspects of the music, and that's what we always emphasize when it comes to the longevity of a song or the longevity of an album. When you say it has replay value, when you say there's reasons for people to come back to it, that is why right there. I mean, we had a comment that I didn't include in here that was on our super recent Motomami review of Rosalia, and it was from a native Spanish speaker who said Rosalia is constantly switching in between. Like, not only is the production of the music very complicated, and we were talked about that because that transcends language, right? Not complicated in the sense that it's unapproachable, but there's so many different angles and you can re-listen to it and constantly hear a new thing every time you listen to it. But even the language itself, a Spanish speaker said that Rosalia is constantly switching between Castilian Spanish that's more spoken in Spain versus more Latin American dialects and versions like that, and different like Spanglish slang that makes sense in England versus Spanglish slang that makes sense in the United States and Latin America. So like, it's hard for even a Spanish speaker to follow along with it sometimes, but that means that you can come to it at different times in your life on different days and get something different from the song, or different people can get something different from the song. Like the song itself, that 2.5 minutes of audio contains multitudes for different people, which is so much more interesting than a lot of the bland shit that we talk about on the podcast all the time. So like, it just goes to show we should do more of these comment things, because it helps kind of really emphasize why we review things the way we do, because it's like why we care about those things. Yeah, and then we have another comment here from Doom Knocker responding to our State of Music 2022 conversation. So we are doing some more recent ones here. Hey man, come on, we were getting recent. And he said, I haven't played live music since way before COVID, but it's so incredibly inspiring to see bands let loose and work together live. It's inspired me to get back into playing again so I can join them. And that's really good. I'm glad that people...
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'm glad that bands are... Like lockdowns have forced artists to think, a lot of artists, many artists, not all, but it's forced many artists to approach their creativity in different ways. And that's caused them to collaborate differently, to think of different approaches to their music. It's caused people who weren't in music before to come in music and bring in entirely new ideas into the mix that weren't a part of the game to begin with. And so I think that it is overall really positive that, and also I like that we have actual, not just music listeners, but people who make music listening to the podcast. That's what I wanted, is to like have people from all parts of the community listening to the show and like participating in the discourse. So thank you for that. But yeah, I'm really happy that other bands are looking to, safely, with COVID still coming around and stuff, looking to get back into the live music business.
Yep, 100% agreed.